Hey, welcome back to another Haven't Read It video. Today's first story from r/MaliciousCompliance. I wore a suit to work and got my supervisor soft demoted. I'm posting mainly because I'm not a passive-aggressive type, and I'm in disbelief that this actually worked. Ever since I started my job a few months ago, my supervisor, we'll call him Josh, has been micromanaging me. When I'm the subject of criticism, which is often, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt and ask him to clarify. What are your expectations? What specifically should I have done differently? Josh's responses are always vague, often something to the effect of, just do better. I even had a meeting with Josh and HR to address this, but to no avail. Yesterday, Josh comes to my desk to tell me I need to dress better. Now, I work at a small company, and the vibe is unusually casual. A not insignificant number of people come to work wearing jeans, hoodies, t-shirts, and/or baseball caps. I have never worn a hat to work, and I make it a point of wearing a button-up shirt with a collar every day. This particular day, I was wearing a long-sleeve buttoned-up flannel, chino pants, and Adidas Gazelles. Other days, I wear loafers and dress shirts that are tucked in. So, I asked Josh to clarify. Should I be wearing dress shoes, dress shirt, tucked in? What specifically do you want me to change? Josh tells me I just need to dress better, and that I should talk to HR for clarification. So I go into HR and ask, what is the dress code? I get a standard answer, pants, closed-toed shoes, no sleeveless shirts, etc. I ask, have I worn anything to work that poses a problem? HR says no, you're fine. Because I'm mad, and because my repeated efforts to resolve this kind of problem had gone unheeded, I decided to be petty. The next day, today, I showed up to work in a full suit. It's one I keep for events like weddings, so it's fitted and I look really sharp in it. I had several interactions with people coming to my desk to comment on my outfit and ask what the occasion was. When anyone asked, only if they asked, I told them I had been told to dress better. This was always met with disbelief and incredulity. 2 people even said they liked the way I dress normally. When anyone asked me who the order came from, again, only if they asked, I told them it came from Josh. I was expecting to pull my little stunt for a week just to prove a point, and then go back to wearing what I had been wearing before. Word got around the office fast, apparently, because the CEO, Josh's direct boss, came to my desk later in the day to tell me I would be reporting to him now, and that he'd be having a talk with Josh about this and other issues. It's important to note that I was Josh's only underling, so he effectively went from being a supervisor to just a regular employee. I'm on a bit of a high right now. I think I'm going to come into work tomorrow wearing a different one of my flannels. Edit. This blew up. Thank you for all the support. No, this isn't AI, and I didn't use ChatGPT to edit the style or grammar. I genuinely like them dashes, and I use them regularly in writing, I promise. Top comment says, wear a tux tomorrow and demote the CEO. Someone responds, then a wizard's robe and staff to overthrow the chairperson of the board. Someone else says, throw in a monocle. Look at me, I'm the owner now. Next top comment says, you need 37 pieces of flair. Next top comment says, dress for the boss you want to have, not for the one you currently have. Next top comment says, clearly, being a supervisor didn't suit him. Next comment says, perfect MC. Glad the CEO was reasonable and seems to like you. Second story of the day. Coworker didn't like my friend and I quietly chatting while working. Made it her problem. I, 21 female, work in a pharmacy as a pharmacy technician, along with my friend. We were both chatting about next semester and what classes we're taking while filling medications, when my older coworker, 41 female, loudly shouts, let's play the quiet game with just you two, and see who could go without talking for 25 minutes. Very rudely. All of my other coworkers were shocked as our talking was not bothering them, and we had no patience at the time. So I decided to comply, but in her rigorous standards. I stopped talking to her, period. I only responded if talked to first, and only if it is about work. I also do not talk to her once clocked out, as she complains about fraternizing with higher members of management outside of work hours. She is a lead tech, so she is higher. She hates it. He's trying to talk to me, but I only respond with, is it about work? And move on. She's the only one I do it to. It's fun. This coworker has a streak of being rude and overly harsh and not apologizing. It's nice to give her a taste of her own medicine. Most pharmacies call the people they help patients. It's a policy. You can ask most patients and they'll agree. Thank you. OP was probably getting some ridiculous responses in the comments. Edit. I think some of you guys are misinterpreting this. Our pharmacy is a loud one. We talk a lot, and so does she. She is a chatterbox just like the rest of us. That's why me not talking to her is pissing her off, even though she is the one who wanted it. Our patients love us talking and joking around, and know that we are serious with patient care. Also, a lot of our bad reviews are because of her and another older coworker. She is a hard worker but is rude to both patients and coworkers alike. Edit 2. Y'all are missing the point. This coworker is rude to everyone, not just me. That includes patients and coworkers. She also talks a lot, and our pharmacy would not have as good of ratings as it does if we weren't a talkative and joyful pharmacy. I was speaking quietly to the point that it shocked my other coworkers when she called me out. Edit 3. I've responded to all I could, but thank you to those who actually understand that this was a last resort for her to be nicer. I genuinely love my job. The people that I see at my job, mostly, are so amazing. Most of my coworkers are so fun, the patients are kind, interesting, and funny, the pay is great, and so is the scheduling with my classes. I have worked my ass off to try and keep it that way. Fun and inviting. I am hoping to have a one-on-one with her soon to try and, for the last time, get her to see reason. I love my job, and I don't want the happiness of the others to tank due to her. I really don't understand how many people don't know what a loud pharmacy looks like. Is your local one dead or something? Many of my coworkers, rude one included, joke around and talk a ton. I've seen them almost piss themselves from laughing. The patients enjoy our shenanigans. Top comment says, have a coworker who accused me of calling him names. Went to HR and everything. Manager at the end just said, just be careful when you talk to him. I replied, shouldn't be a problem. He can't accuse me of name calling if I don't speak to him again. It's been over 5 years, and I've maybe said 3 sentences, mostly at those awkward at the door situations that I end with a go ahead. Other than that, nothing. And we are a small department, but mostly leave and do off-site maintenance, so we can avoid each other most of the day. Second top comment, this is great MC, but you should consider talking to HR about this as well. If someone at work said, let's play the quiet game to me like I was 5, I'm definitely saying something to HR. OP responds, sadly, we have talked to HR and the higher-ups an abundance of times, but nothing ever gets done. She will get nicer for a few days and then continue on. Next top comment says, what you are doing is called gray rocking. It is a very effective technique to show disapproval for someone's actions and or eliminate their influence from your life. You should see if you can get all your coworkers to join in. Everyone is strictly professional, doesn't show disrespect or other issues, but never discusses anything but work with her. Unless it's about work, she doesn't exist. Next story. Hey, McDonald's employee, maliciously complying with my order? Thank you. This is a story of reverse malicious compliance, or maybe anti-malicious compliance. Backstory. I've always loved ketchup. I use a lot of ketchup on my hamburgers. When I eat in a McDonald's that has a ketchup pump, I unwrap my hamburger and pump a 1/4 cup of ketchup onto the wrapper and dip each bite of my hamburger so it is drenched in ketchup. Fast forward to today, where the best way to get McDonald's is to order from the app. As you can imagine, when I order my hamburger with the app, I always hit customize and select extra ketchup. Most of the time, the burger comes with an adequate amount of ketchup. It's more than the regular amount and is fine. Now, cue what I imagine is malicious compliance. Sometimes when I order with my extra ketchup customization, I'll open the hamburger and it looks like someone was murdered. Picking it up results in the inside starting to slide out because there is so much ketchup on the hamburger. I think to myself, I bet this employee saw extra ketchup customization and said, you want extra? Here is extra. Ha ha ha. But boy, do I love when that happens. I'm like, now this is the way a hamburger should be. Thanks for the malicious compliance, random McDonald's employees. Top comment says, one time when I was working in the McDonald's drive-thru, a man ordered a shitload of ketchup packets with his meal. You got that? Yes, sir. I'll make sure you get a lot of ketchup. A shitload. Say it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that over the speaker. I want to hear it. You'll get a shitload of ketchup. He was really funny about it. Ketchup people just know what they want, man. Next comment says, I once asked for extra mustard on my burger. The cashier asked me how much extra. I replied, make me regret it. They made me regret it. I tasted nothing but mustard for weeks. Someone responds, I did the same thing with sriracha on a Subway sandwich. It was not a good sandwich. Make me regret it. Next comment says, when I worked at Burger King, a woman came through and asked for extra pickles on her Whopper, so we complied. A half hour later, she's back, screaming, why were there 19 pickles on my Whopper? My manager calmly looked at her in the face and deadpanned, well, ma'am, each Whopper already includes 4 pickles, and each extra garners an additional 2. You said extra 7 times, ergo, we threw in 1 for free. Next top comment says, when I order a burger, I ask for as many pickles as you can give me without getting into trouble. One time these kids handed me my order, giggling like they had done something silly. I opened my burger to find a layer of pickles an inch thick. I loved it. Everyone wins. Next story from r/MaliciousCompliance. Too much leave. It's my 40th birthday coming up, so put in some annual leave. Only 2 weeks worth. Not a lot, but we have the ability to put in leave at half pay, i.e. 10 days off for 5 days leave, but you only get paid for the 5 days leave. This is what I did. Got declined as, you have too much leave, so I will need to put this in as full pay. So I refused and put through 1 week a month at half pay for 6 months, which was approved, as well as my 40th. I was told by another person they wished they were my level of petty. Next story from AITA. AITA for telling my brother I'll stop babysitting for free after he flexes his new watch. My brother, 35 male, and his wife, 34 female, have 3 kids. I, 26 female, watch them at least 2 nights a week so they can reconnect. I never asked for money because they're always saying how tight things are. This weekend, I overheard him bragging to his friends about his new $7,000 watch and how, luckily, they'll never have to pay for a sitter. That is cold. I confronted him afterward and told him I'm done babysitting for free. He got defensive and said I was being petty and that family helps family. I said, yeah, well, this family just got a lot more expensive. He hasn't talked to me since, and my mom says I'm being money obsessed. AITA. Top comment says, you're not money obsessed, you're boundary aware. It's one thing to be generous, it's another to be taken for granted. Bragging about a $7K watch while mooching free childcare isn't family helping family, it's exploitation. Someone responds, I got a nephew, that's my mom's grandson. I'll watch him for free. With that said, his story is true, the brother kinda sucks for making comments like that, and I don't think it's wrong to expect money. YTA for the copied story. Family does help family, and when he starts treating you like family rather than someone who he feels entitled to exploit for free childcare, you'll reconsider your position. Your mom can babysit for free if she has so many thoughts about it. NTA. Next story, management treated us poorly. This was at a department store in the 90s. We worked on the loading dock. Management treated us like children. They hired a sketchy guy, but we got along. Pretty sure he was the reason we all had to take sexual harassment classes too. One day there was an article in the paper. The guy had the same name, so we stuck it to the wall for him. Maybe he gets a kick out of it. So he went to the service elevator and wrote shitty remarks about us. We all got in trouble. Their instructions to me were, get rid of the writing. So I found the worst color paint I could find in the store, like deep burgundy. I decided I didn't want to look at the color every day, so I painted the inside of the elevator sky blue. The next day I was approached by the security guards. Did you paint the elevator blue? Yeah. He looks around to make sure none of the bosses are around, shakes my hand and said, that's the most passive-aggressive thing I've ever seen. Good job. The weird guy eventually got fired for hanging upside down from the railing system we used to move clothes, right in front of the visible security camera. Funny tape. I sometimes wonder if it's still blue. Our next story of the day, from r/anti-work. That time my manager tried to reward my hard work with less pay. I was trying to move up at my last job. Spoiler alert, I quit instead. Anyways, my manager noticed that I was consistently performing better than everyone else. She wanted to reward me by letting me take an extra unpaid 30 minutes for my lunch for the day. I told her, no thanks, I'd rather have the extra 30 minutes of pay. I know she was just trying to be nice in a company that didn't see their employees as actual people, but damn, it rubbed me the wrong way. Top comment says, the reward for hard work is more work. It never pays to go above and beyond. OP says, it was definitely a shit job. I took it after a few months of looking because it paid decent. Realized it was going to destroy my body if I did it long. Tried to stand out so I could move up to a less strenuous position. But yeah, that company sees a hard worker and goes, we don't want to lose them to another department, so let's not promote them. Well, they lost me completely shortly after that. Now I do IT, working from home, in a chair all day. Glad they didn't promote me, and it ended up working out better. Second top comment. The company I work for has an unofficial motto. Do a good job and we'll give you 2 more. And they do exactly this. Next comment says, this is only a perk if you also get to come in or go home 30 minutes offset.